Good morning, drummers! My name is Jared Leary. I've been playing drums for just over 25 years now. I still got plenty to work on, especially when it comes to the drums of tenors. We're going to be working on the book that is called Quad Logic. I can't speak. This book. I'm going to be working on Beatlicious today, the second half of this. So if you want to actually check that out, you can find a link to this book if you go to my website and go to /gear, or if you're up here and you go to gear I use, or if you're on the drumming page and go to gear I use, you can jump to the percussion stuff. But wait, there's even a faster way. If you scroll past this 1,600 hours of free drumming content, and you just go to the lessons, tips, and live stream practice sessions, you can click on books I recommend, and boom, it will take you directly to it, and you can go to Rudimental. It is this one, Quad Logic. Highly recommend. Good book, and I actually recommend all these books, hence why I put them on here, for different reasons. All right, so we're going to be working on a warm-up, and then I'm going to stretch and massage, and then I'm going to get into some Beatlicious after I do a little post-warm-up. So, let's warm up our hands and just kind of get going. Get the blood flowing. I don't want to do a chop exercise today. I think I actually want to do what I was going to do yesterday, which was Flam 5 on the accents with the 1-2-4 variation. And I was going to do this in yesterday's stream, but the internet went out, so it crashed several times yesterday, which was no fun. But I think it might be my router, because my neighbors aren't having this issue. So that's an easy fix. Let's see, Flam 5 on accents, 1-2-4 accents. All right. As with any one of these free play-alongs that are on my website or on my YouTube channel, if you go into the description, you can jump to whatever BPM you want to, and it'll start tapping you off. Unless it's ending with a 0 or a 5, it gives you a few seconds, and then it'll start tapping off. My hands feel bleh, so we're going to go slow, and then speed her up. Bad attack. Interp is getting better. Talking screwed me up. Whoopsies. Oof, my hands. We're going to go up by 5s. And get to a point where I feel like my hands actually are warmed up, and then I'm going to stretch and massage. I'll show you that routine that I do every time I drum. Looks like the stream has not crashed. Success. We're doing good. Good job, internet. The nets of the inter. Just checking my channel to see if it's still live. It is. Nice. Almost at triple digits. Wow, faster than anyone's ever played Flam 5s before. That's called a joke. Flat delivery. Makes me laugh. Because people don't know when I'm serious. Now, there's a 4-2-1 variation. That's what typically you do for grid. And it's basically if you're to play this idea backwards. So you do this measure, then this measure, then this measure, then this measure. And then you do here, 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 here. So you basically flip all of this stuff. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. So it's a fun variation that I'm playing right now. It's the 1-2-4. It's sometimes called backwards grid. And you can actually play the forward grid and the backwards grid back to back. So I might actually make versions of those that are lengthy. It'll be 4 hours to get through that. So stay tuned. I can't speak. Okay. Let's do 100 when I get back from stretching and massaging, which we're going to do right now. Beep. All right. So take your sticks. You hold them palm up. You pull in. You pull in. Oh, yeah. It's a good stretch. Thank you, Kyle, for teaching this to me. First drum teacher. Ooh, it's a good stretch. And then you just go back the other way. Now, if you do traditional, which would be weird on tenors, but you do you, stretch it by rotating to the edge and then the other edge and hold it there. I used to march traditional back in the day, but I don't do that anymore. So now I just do tenor stuff. And, well, drum kit. I'll do that tomorrow, which I'm not great at. Hence why I'm practicing. All right, so now we're going to stretch the underside of the forearms. Oh, that feels good. Yesterday I demonstrated how you can do it on the wall. If you go lower, it deepens the stretch, but don't put all your weight into it. You could do it one at a time, like I was just showing right here, or you could do it on your pad or your drums. I'm going to do that one. Don't put all your weight into it. You don't want to tear stuff. That would be bad. I don't know why my eyes are so itchy this morning. Usually it's my nose. It's weird. Okay. Now I'm going to stretch the top side. So I could do one at a time like this. Oh, that feels good. I could do it on the wall. The higher I go, the deeper the stretch. You could do this on your leg even. I'm just going to demonstrate it on the drums. Again, don't put all your weight into it. All right, now I'm going to do thumb to thumb. So I'm stretching my fingers, and I'm just basically doing it 2 at a time. I could do 1 at a time like this if I felt like it, but I don't want to do that. I want it to go twice as fast. Efficiency. Yeah. Index finger. This is a middle finger, the finger you don't say hello with unless you're very angry. The ring finger. And this is a pinky finger. Okay, now I'm going to do thumb on top, fingers underneath, massaging up and down the forearms. So we finished our stretch routine. Now we're going to do the massage routine. Trying to keep the hands healthy. Another way you could do this, you use a percussive massager. I was using this on my shoulder yesterday. So you could, let's massage the forearm and do that. Just don't do it on your bone. That would hurt. Help loosen things up. But assuming you don't have that, you can just use your other hand, assuming you have that. All right, so now I'm going to switch to the tattooed forearm. It's proper pronunciation. Again, somebody's going to take me seriously with that. Jared doesn't know how to pronounce tattoo. Yep. If that's what you want to think. I get bored with proper pronunciation of words. Anyone else do that? Get bored with it? You're like, I'm going to call it something different. I was editing some videos yesterday where my wife and I were joking around while playing Fortnite about the pronunciation of Appalachia. It was fun. That's probably why it's on my mind. Now I'm going to massage the back side of the hand with the fingers, and the thumb is going to massage the palm. And Minnie is going to look out her window. Minnie's my dog. She's standing on top of her 2-story doggo bed I built, surveying the land. Okay. Massage the other hand. Minnie looks so fluffy. Gave her a bath yesterday. After camping, she was dirty. So were we, though. Alright, now I'm going to massage from the base to the tip of the fingers. At least 2 times for each one of the fingers. Maybe more. Depends on how I'm feeling. My left hand has been tighter than my right lately. So I'm going to kind of take my time with this. Maybe it's from all those years of doing traditional and then switching to match grip. My hand's like revolting. No! You taught us a different way. It feels weird doing traditional now. Awkward. Can try like a rep of the Flam 5 variation. Going through the fingers now. Oh, middle finger's tight. Let's sit with this bit. Yeah, so on the tight fingers, I'll sometimes spend like 3 or 4 reps. Just going through massaging it. Cool. My shoulders are tight. Ugh. Blame it on the air mattress. Okay. From the camping. Alright, so we're going to go back to here. And we're going to resume. I'll try a traditional just for funsies. Because I haven't done it in a long time. Don't like it. Kill it with fire. Okay. 105. I'm a firm advocate that if you're going to do traditional, it should be on a tilt. Sorry. Not sorry. I did march flat drums the entire time I played. Traditional, which was a few years in drum corps. Thumb came off the stick. Listening. 110. Here we go. So I'm just trying to find a breaking point just to get the blood flowing a little bit more, and then I'm going to work on Beatlicious. Nice. Alright. Let's just go to 120. This will be the breaking point. I want to get into playing the tenors. And it's my stream, I can do what I want. left hand tired out. All right. Which makes sense, because I am using heavy sticks, which, if you are curious what kind of, like, sticks and pads I do recommend, if you go to /gear on my website, or again, going up to the drumming content, gear I use, and you go to percussion, you can find what kind of pads I'm using, what kind of sticks I'm using. So I've got this drum pad on top of this drum pad on top of this drum pad. So, ooh. That way it just gives it a better height for me. And I use the laminates on these, so it makes it more articulate. And then the sticks I'm using are the Hardeman hammers that are double taped, which is why they have like the brown tip as compared to the normal Hardemans, which have the, like, what is that, birch looking? But anyways, if you're curious, that's where you can find all the gear that I use. Books I recommend, just go to /gear. Like, here's the mics that I use. That one's for down at the tenor drums, this one's for the voice, etc. But anyways, I'm now going to switch over to just tenors. And again, we're using this book. I'm not going to show you this book because of copyright. I encourage you to purchase it. And if you use the link that's on my website on /gear, then I get like a penny, which helps pay the bills. To clarify, it's affiliate links, which is why I get some money from it. Okay, let's get out my tenor sticks. Right here. They're a little shorter and way lighter. All right, so I'm starting on measure 9. This is the second half, and it starts off with bum, 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 bum. Going down the drums with flams. Which is exactly how it started at the beginning of this particular ram or solo, however you want to consider it. Why doesn't it have a crossover symbol here? Interesting. I'm confused. Wife. Isn't there a thing that shows you? Yeah, okay. So I'll show you this. I imagine Bill Bachman wants me for this. Please don't. So there should be an X on this for a crossover. But I don't see it. Okay. Maybe I'm reading this wrong. That has happened, you know, several times. By the way, got to model good practice habits. Metronome, not at 120. No thanks. And volume. Okay, now the next part. Okay, so that's the rhythm pattern. So we have ta digga da ta digga da ta digga da ta digga da. Okay, so that's a mute on there. So we go hit, mute, hit. Just don't hit your hand. That's going to hurt quite a bit. Okay. To the second measure. All right. Whole line. That's why. I added an extra left hand. Okay. All right, that's the line, and it's low 16th notes or 32nd notes, I guess, and then accented on drums 2 and 3, like that, as opposed to. Actually, this might be a better view of it instead of like that. Okay. Well, I'll tell you. Here we go. Yeah. Okay. The next measure. This is gonna be wonky. It's a 4/3 5-lits. What? Some sort of pair. We're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that was totally not in time, because that is really hard for me to do in time. A little slow. Okay, let's try it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Too fast. Just kind of guessing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Slightly fast. Two, here we again. Okay, so now the actual pattern is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so the hands are accent, tap, crossover. Same thing on the left hand. Then accent, tap, going across. And then accent, tap, going across. And the crossover is low. So. Nope. It's definitely not the rhythm. 1, 2, 3. I wonder if this happens to have the ability to do this. Nope. 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 I might need to like create a little play along and like Sibelius to like actually get this rhythmically correct, because I have not worked up this 4/3 with 5-lits before. Learning something new. Okay, let's try the first 3 measures. That's where it ends. Okay. Paradiddle diddle digga. Oh, okay, so it's got an arrow saying the sticking continues, but there's like, wait, is it all lefts? It's like, that doesn't make sense. It's a paradiddle diddle, followed by another paradiddle diddle. So we have paradiddle diddle, paradiddle diddle. Right, wife?
Right.
Good. Only right hand accent. Paradiddle diddle, paradiddle diddle, Paradiddle diddle, paradiddle diddle, Do do do. Paradiddle diddle, paradiddle. Okay. Then we have a little cheese here, followed by, what is that? E, 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 E. Nope. E, 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 E. Okay. E, 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 E. Good morning, doggo. Digga, digga, da. Oh, that's fun. All right, so let's start on the cheese. 1, 2, try again. Almost. Ish. Paradiddle diddle, 2, here we go. Paradiddle diddle, paradiddle diddle, outside, tap 5s. And that ends on the by the way. That would be the downbeat if there was a downbeat. Okay. Let's try it. The first 2 lines. Oops. Okay, ish. Got to do it again because the second measure was wonky. Okay, yeah, I read it wrong. That was right. 1, 2. All right, sweet. So the third line of the second half, that is. And then you switch over. That's weird. It does say crossover for the right hand, so you're not going to do that. So you're going to do a blurry crossover here, and then okay. Paradiddle, okay. Well, the rhythms were correct and the stickings, but wrong drums. Almost there. 1, 2, here we go. Keep wanting to move the left, but... Try that measure again. Okay. ta ta. No. What? I'm so confused right now. All right, so the next measure we have. And the next part. Nope, wrong pattern. Oh, alternating. Nope, drum 3. Yes. Beep bop, beep bop. Okay, and then the very last measure we have. Okay. Sorry, just kind of wanted to read through the remainder of it. Figure out what's going on. Okay, so going back to okay, then the next measure. I almost started playing the second beat, not the first beat. 1, 2, and here we go. Back up, up. Okay, so those diddles are accented and the taps are not. Well, the left-hand taps are not. Hold line. Drum 2 only on the Flam. Okay, last measure. Oops. Left hand release. Nope. Okay, so first one is the left hand double, or doing a crossover, and then we go right hand over. Same drums. Okay. That's gonna be hard fast. I don't know why it feels off. A 1, a 2, the last 2 measures. Whole last line. Let's attempt the line before. It felt like I was off there. I don't know where, though. All right, last 3 lines. Let's try that again. Wrong crossovers. And I was hitting some wrong drums. But rhythmically, it was mostly okay. Mostly. Let's try it again. A 1, a 2, the last 3 lines. Oops. I was gonna do 2 of them in a row, and then I was like, no, that's wrong, and then my brain froze. Last 3 lines again. Left crossover. I like second guessed myself on that. Alright, so let's try the whole second half. Oops. Oops. Wrong sticking or wrong drums. Cool. Now I just need to do it 3 times faster. And that's the speed. All right. Whole thing again. Yeah! Whoops. Wrong button. Show you from a different angle. Oh, Spock. Ah. Let's try that again. Oops. Screwed up the accent pattern. Oh, I left off a right hand. Alright, go back to this view. And we're gonna go up 5 clicks faster. Wow. It's not Spock's drum too. Survived. Alright. Different angle. Then we'll speed her up. Did I use more closed grip or more slightly open grip like I use now? Oh, good question. A very good question. So, if you look at videos of 2004 Vanguard, they had this technique where it was a triangle hold. So this was the primary fulcrum point between the middle, the thumb, and the index finger. But the index finger was just kind of hanging out on here. It wasn't pointed, and it wasn't pulled in close like this. It was just resting on there. So that technique, after 2004, is what like the Academy started to really focus on, which is where I marched. So I've got the logo here on the arm. So switching over to that in like kind of midway through 2004, to be honest. And then into 2005, that's kind of what we tried to focus on. But before that, and then even in college and in high school, it was a closed grip, where it was much more of these two fingers that were holding the stick for the fulcrum. And I didn't like it. So I have played that way, and I was good at it, but like it created too much tension, and the stick did not get a vibration as much as it would when you're playing with this triangle hold. And if you want to learn more about the vibration thing I'm kind of talking about, it's called stick hum. And that, you can find a short little video from our old place where I talk about that on here. What does relaxed drumming technique sound like? And so I kind of like demonstrate what tight and relaxed technique sounds like, and then show like the waveforms for it, which are here, so you can actually see like what the two different approaches sound like. So I have played with a closed technique. It's just I don't like it. After I switched to open, and I never looked back. So that's a good question. I don't really see a ton of drum corps doing that these days. And I do wonder how that is going to impact hands, because it is much tighter when you play with this the white knuckles approach. So you can't really see it too good here. But so if I'm not pressing on it, and then as soon as I press on it, like you can see the knuckles turning white, like at the tip, that means there's like not blood flowing into there, and it's creating all this tension along my hand right here. And as soon as I let go of that, then it gets rid of that tension that I'm feeling on this back part of the hand. That's just not good to be playing that way, like 12 hours a day, all day, every single day when you're doing drum corps. So I prefer to try and get rid of as much tension as possible and just be as relaxed as possible, which is why I sometimes drop my sticks. But you don't see them having a more open grip or a more closed. I do see most grips having more of a closed grip. And like the groups who are playing with this closed grip, like they can play phenomenal. Like Blue Devils use, like especially on tenors, they'll often use like a lot more of a French grip, where it gets the sticks, the wrist out of the way. So like if I'm doing a crossover like this, my wrist is in the way, versus if I'm like this, it's just much smaller surface area. Like if you look at the width of this compared to this, like this is very different. So like, again, this is the width, how much room it's taking up, versus this is way more room. So if you play tenors with more of a French grip like this, then you can do crossovers a whole lot easier. But it impacts the sound quality. So it depends on like what you want to do. Whenever you're trying to figure out a technique, you got to think of that. So like my technique is all about sound quality and relaxation to be able to play for an extended period of time. However, if you were to switch over to like a finger technique, then you might be able to play faster and do some easier crossovers than you would if you had like a flat grip, or even kind of like the hybrid American grip, or hand position, etc. So to each their own. Like every single technique is going to have a different affordance and a different constraint. It'll allow you to do some things better and other things worse, and you just kind of you basically have to figure out like what it is that you want to do. Because I was teaching like high school and some college students and whatnot, like it wasn't like let's play as many notes as possible. It was just more of let's sound good and have a good full sound when we were playing. So that's kind of what I focused on, rather than just trying to play fast. But hopefully that helped you out. Good question though. Let's try this. Yeah. And we're gonna go a few clicks faster. Doggo, you always have good questions. I appreciate it. Like asking what my favorite type of paper is. I've seen in shorts. Do you think it would be worth using more of a closed grip now? Still have 2 to 4 years until I'm going to join a corps. Okay, so that's a good question. Let me think on that for a second. Okay, so if you've got 2 to 4 years until you're going to join a corps, but you really want to do it, and you want to figure out what kind of technique you're going to use, normally what I would have said in the past is look at the technique that that group is using and try and replicate that. That works great for a group like the Blue Devils, because they've had Scott Johnson there forever. But for other groups where it's just constantly cycling out new instructors every year or every couple of years, I don't know. Because like back when Vanguard in like the early 2000s had Murray Gussick, I could say like, yeah, you want to have this open grip, open hold when you're playing. But now with Paul Rennick, no, you want to have closed hold. And so Rennick has been there for a while. Obviously, they're not performing right now, but I'm assuming he'll be back. So maybe you can go with a closed grip if you're planning on going to Vanguard. But like every other group, it's like, who knows who the caption head is going to be in 5 years from now or even 2 years from now. In general, most groups are using the closed grip. So if I was your instructor, then you can be like, yeah, we can use an open grip. If Murray Gussick's the instructor, maybe use an open grip. If Glenn Crosby is there, you're probably going to use an open grip. But for most other people, you might not be. So odds are I'd recommend you focusing on the closed grip, even though that is not the grip that I prefer to use with my own playing. So that's if you have a goal of getting on a group that tends to play that way. And then if you're doing traditional, then Most groups are the same way with how they hold traditional grip. It's just a matter of, are you going to have a tilt, which most groups do not, or are you going to have it flat, which is what most groups end up doing. Traditional, there's not as much variation in there, although there could be some argument with traditional grip with, do you line up the thumb with your forearm, which is what most groups teach, so that way it gets the stick further out, or do you line up the back of the wrist with the forearm, which makes so you actually have to extend your arm out a little bit more, and it gets like kind of like a weirder angle with it, but it gives you a fuller sound with the rotation when you have this flat up against the forearm rather than having the thumb with the forearm. So let me do normal sticks so you can kind of hear that. So this is with the thumb straight, and then when you go with the wrist straight, it gives you a little bit more power. But again, it changes the angle of this. So thumb, you get here. As soon as you move it to the wrist being straight, it gives you a kind of an awkward angle, where it's not this like nice, like almost 90 degrees, etc. So hopefully that helps. You're very welcome. If you were talking about like the technique you'd use for long-term playing, I highly recommend open, but again, there's a billion ways to play, and I know people like to argue on the internet about, you're playing the wrong way, you need to do it this way. Not really. You need to study more. Alright, let's try this again. I screwed up the crossovers at the end. Alright. Good enough. So, again, I'm using Quad Logic, and that was the second half of it. Next time I do a tenor stream, which will be on Sunday, I believe, 8 o'clock Pacific, a little bit of a different time, I'm going to work on the whole thing. So put the first two parts together. But right now I'm going to chop out. So let's go back here. And I'm intentionally going to just play something fast for fun. Do I want to do a chop one? Yeah, since I mentioned Blue Devils, we'll do Blue Devils 99. Woo, 150. Let's start at 40 beats. No, 140. Yeah, we're going to chop out at 40 beats a minute. Nope. Okay. Here we go. This is from 1999. Snare line. Let's go up by fives until it spontaneously combusts. That clicky clack is Minnie walking on the hard floors. I don't know if you can hear it or not. ASMR dog experience. Wow. Yikes. Kept hitting my sticks. Maybe don't use an open technique. Just kidding. It works great. All the people saying it doesn't work. It's like, well, these are extra heavy sticks and I can outplay you, so... Alright, this is probably going to be the breaking point. At least for this morning. So my hands still continue to recover from not drumming while camping. Beatlicious is fun. That was a cool little ram. Need to speed it up. Whoa! Brain fart. Let's try that again. Hoo-wee! That was fast. That was fun. If anyone's interested in finding this play along and several hundred more, link at the top of the screen. JaredO'Leary.com/drum. There's over 600 grid variations, 380 that are 16th note and 270 that are triplet. And again, if you want to see any of the books that I recommend or any of the gear that I use, if you go to /gear on my website or just click on gear I use, you can find everything that I am using when I am drumming, when I am gaming, podcasting, etc. So stay tuned for plenty more. And yeah, I appreciate everybody who stopped by. Thank you, Doggo, for the excellent questions again. It's always good to have you around. But I'm going to call it here. I will be on again tomorrow morning. I should be doing some drum kit. Whoop, the thing behind me, which I'm not very good at. So you'll hear me practicing just like I was today. If you want to see what I'm streaming and when I'm streaming next, if you go to /schedule, you can see all of that. These are Eastern timed. So my next Tenor stream is going to be an hour later than this one. It'll be starting right about meow on Sunday. But I'll be doing some limb independence and some drum chops tomorrow on Saturday. So, yeah, cool. Goodbye, everybody. Hope you have a great rest of your day.